Now, grounding is important for even if you're not somebody that's really doing like a lot of spiritual work, but maybe you're meditating. It's important for you to ground yourself, ground your energies. Ground is important for your root chakra. That's why ground is important. Connecting to earth, your body, so that you are stable and unshakable. Your energies are not manipulated, because when you go into a meditation, guys, you're opening your energetic fields, right? When you're going into meditation, you're opening your energetic fields. So you need to ground first so that you can be stable and not be intimidated or influenced by any outside frequencies or entities or energies, right? Very important. Connecting to the earth, because the earth is everything, right? The earth is our mother, so we have to connect to the earth. People that suffer from what they call spiritual psychosis don't do grounding because they're too spaced out and they're too open. Now you're open spiritually, energetically, and then you're influenced by other people's opinions, even external entities as well. You understand, of low frequencies, who are more, I forgot the name of this thing now, who are more evil, malevolent, which is evil, right? Malevolent is high frequency, malevolent is low frequency, evil entities with deep dark intentions, right? So now let's talk about talismans protection, using a talisman like amulets, sigils, crystals, and metals. And I use a lot of crystals, right? This is selenite, right? I use a lot of crystals as well for my own personal day-to-day protection when I'm in my home, when I'm doing my meditations, when I'm doing my lives, when I'm doing my social media and stuff like that. I use a lot of this type of energy, and I also use some Temeli, the black one as well. And then I like the heart and the softer energies as well, which is my heart what you call a crystal, right? This is softer, loving energy, right? Remember that love is very powerful, but the intention is also very important as well. So I collect a lot of crystals as a spiritual practitioner per se, as well. I'm a spiritual person. I do practice spiritual uh, things as well in my life, but it's more of a lifestyle per se, right? I do tarot readings as well. That's very important. So when you are reading tarot, it's an energetic thing that you actually, especially when you're doing reading tarot and you're giving people messages, because I also channel messages. I got a clairvoyance as well that's also active. So I have to protect myself like any other person right now. Let's go back to the talismanic protection. We spoke about amulets. You can walk around with amulets. You can walk around with sigils. Sigils are very interesting. If you're interested in learning about sigils, I suggest you go and Google about that. Very important in its crystals and in metals as well. There's different types of spiritual metals that you can actually go and buy online, right? Deity and spirit protection. Deity and spiritual protection is also used a lot on both sides, on the left and on the right side of things, okay? Calling on divine beings or guardians. Christians call Jesus in the name of Jesus and stuff like that, or they call Mary, I'm trying. They call Archangel Michael as well. It's also strong as well. But normal mundane Catholic or Christian people don't use a lot of the archangels. That's what I've noticed. They only focus a lot on Jesus and on Mary. Okay. Another thing you need to understand is psychological protection. This is what I use most of the time. Psychological protection is very powerful, right? Building an unbreakable confidence, boundaries, self-command. This is what's used on the left side a lot. Unbreakable confidence, as I said. Boundaries are very important. And self-commands. I command you, I command this over my life. Clarity of what you want is important. Remember that low frequencies love confusion. They love somebody who's scared, living in fear, in anxiety, in confusion. There's no clarity. So you need clarity for you to be a powerful person. I'm talking about on the mundane side of life and also in spirituality. You need to be somebody who's always having confidence in yourself, setting clear boundaries in your relationships as well. Set clear boundaries even in your spiritual practice. Like, for example, when I'm doing a ritual, and I'm calling upon my ancestors, right? Because I do divination as well, ancestor veneration. Okay, I set clear boundaries psychologically. I do psychologically because your mind has to be strong. I only ask for my highest frequency ancestors. Specifically, I call upon names if I need to as well. You understand? Very powerful, powerful. You need to do that. This is a major part of both parts, both right and left. Confidence is important. A lot of right-hand part people don't lack confidence because they live in fear and have surrendered, given their power to Jesus or whatever, right? You give your power to another entity outside of you becomes a problem. You cannot have any boundaries. You don't tell me how to live. I live the way I want to live. That's my boundaries, right? Now remember that in Christianity you must abide to the 10 commandments and you must listen to the doctrine and the dogma. However, on the left hand side, you choose exactly what you believe, your own morality, your own moral code, and each left side path practitioner has her or his own form of morality. They decide on what's morally right for them, right? Remember, everything has rules. Remember that even on the left hand side, you're gonna have to abide to the 12 laws of the universe. You have to abide to those laws because they also influence you as well. Although you are practicing left, dark energy, magic, or spirituality, you still have to abide to the laws. They have their own, I would say, code of conduct, right? They have their own code of conduct, same as in the right hand part as well. There has to be order in the spiritual realms. In other words, there has to be order in the spiritual realms. First key, human beings feel in the earthly realm here and the physical realm that there's no rules on the spiritual realm. There's rules and order there as well. There's also a hierarchy the way there is here in this plane here, right? There's kings and queens. There's different stations on both left and right on the earth plane as well. That's what I've noticed across all realms. The low frequency realm or the infernal realm or the celestial realm and even the earth realm, there is rules and hierarchy, right? Stations of authority, basically, right? So you need to understand that there's always order, right? So the main differences between the right part and the left part in terms of protection, because these different concepts and different areas or different expressions of divine source. I believe it's divine source because divine source has both left and right, dark or light. It expresses itself in both. You understand? Remember, like death and rebirth. Death is supposed to be dark and birth supposed to be light because it's light. It's life, right? So let's now compare the right hand part and the left hand part protection differences. Okay, power. Okay, now we're talking about the source from the left hand side, right? In terms of power, the left hand part is self-will, internal force, as I said. The left hand part is about self-will and internal force, and the right hand part is about divine cosmic harmony, unity. You understand? And the left hand side is about self-will and internal force. You deitify yourself. In other words, you are your own deity, your own God, right? An energetic style. Okay, the left hand side is about force, assertiveness, shadow awareness. You see the gift of the left hand side. It helps you to be aware of your shadow. It helps you with your self-esteem. It helps you to face your fears. That's the positive side of the left hand side when it comes to energy style. And then energy style of the right hand part is all about gentle, light-based and purifying. Gentle, light-based and purifying. That's the right hand part. Unlike the left hand part, which is about force, assertiveness, to be assertive, right? Shadow and facing your shadow and being aware about your shadow and using your shadow to work for you, integrating it into your day-to-day spiritual practice and your mundane practice in your life, right? Then spirits that are used in the left-hand side are demons or daemons, dark gods or familiars. Now, yesterday I see the demons or demons were not originally evil, and I don't believe they're evil. I think they're archetypal shadow energies of the human archetypal existence. You understand the way we are as humans, because we have a dark side and we have a light side. Now you have to embrace both, right? So that's what I do. I'm in the middle. I'm the gray worker. I don't condemn either side. The left side, I don't condemn it, because I notice where all the shadows are actually existing, and they bring light to our shadow. And when you know your shadow and you overcoming your fears, you live an empowered life,